So there's a secret reason why I'm not at all worried about these tariffs. We're going to talk about that in this video. Because Donald Trump just increased tariffs on products coming into the US from China by $30 billion. By Business Insider, this is being called one of the biggest tax increases on US consumers ever, of all time. Now, while I hate this and I think it's terrible for the US economy, I'm not too worried about it. I'm going to share that in this video, and also 3 ways that I know some people are going to avoid paying these tariffs altogether. So the tariff includes $200 billion worth of goods imported annually between the US and China. Now, that is about half of all the products coming into the US from China. So an insane amount. And if we look at the list of all the products it includes, it's crazy. It's just about every thing you can think of. Plastics, rubber, wood, rawhide, paper, wood pulp products, silk, cotton, flax. Stone, glass, copper, nickel, aluminum. It looks like everything is included here. And that's because, almost all of it is. Half of it is. And with that, Donald Trump is increasing the tariffs that he imposed a few months ago on these products. It was at 10%, and now he's just raised it a couple weeks ago to 25%, a massive increase, especially for some customers. When I was in China, I was talking to a guy who manufactured his business, 4-wheelers, ATVs, snowmobiles, and if the tariffs went up to 25%, which they just have, his company was going to lose every single product, all of the margin they had. There was no profit left having to pay that 25% tariff. So they are going to have to either move manufacturing out of China, or they're going to have to raise their prices or go out of business. There's no other options. And now, while it would be awesome if we could use these tariffs to help move some manufacturing back to the US, but I recently tried manufacturing a product in the US, and it was the most difficult, insanely painful experience to attempt to do that. What would have taken me a few hours and $5,000 to buy a product was going to take me about $30,000 to launch the same product. I'm going to link to that video right here and in the description. We're going to take a second because a lot of you have been asking me for mentorship to help you start your Amazon business, and I'm going to give you guys the opportunity to get some. So a lot of you know that I sell an 8-hour Amazon course to help you guys get started, and one of those packages, it includes mentorship. So for the next 2 weeks, I'm going to keep the price the same, but I'm going to include an extra $200 worth of one-on-one video calls. So now you're getting the 8-hour course, and you're getting 5 hours of one-on-one video calls with me. You guys can learn the secrets directly from me. I will give you a green light or a red light on any product you ask about. I'm straightforward about whether they're good or not. And also, any questions you have, you can run them past me. I really want to help you guys out, and without me giving away my time for free, I think this is the best way I can do it. First link in the description is going to link you guys to that. Just scroll to the bottom of the page to see it. Now let's get back to the video. So why am I not worried? Well, the prevailing theory is as companies have to pay more money to import stuff, they're going to have to pass that on to the end consumer. Well, it's not going to happen overnight. Within a couple months or a year, the businesses are going to have to raise their prices or not going to make any money. So the end consumer is going to eat those costs. That's why it's being called one of the biggest tax increases on U.S. consumers. Now, that's not actually why I haven't lost any sleep over this. There's a completely different reason, and I have to show you the numbers behind my 5th product for you to understand. Right here, we're looking at my expenses for product number 5 coming in to Amazon in just a couple of days. I just paid this tariff like a week ago. So I paid 1.1% on this product. On a product that sells for $25, I had to pay 39 cents a unit for the tariff. Now, if I have to pay 25% next time I import stuff, that's going to be almost 4 times as much tariff. It's an insane amount of money. Now, for new sellers, you need to understand that I am only paying this tariff on the manufacturing cost. I don't pay it on how much it costs me to ship the products. And for some products, especially if you ship them via air, it could cost you half as much to ship the product as it could to buy the product. So that's one advantage you may not know as a new seller. But more importantly is this. With the current tariff, I'm going to pay $11.23. I'm going to get that much in profit per unit. At a higher tariff, I'm still making $10.24. So the tariff went up 20 to 25%, but my profit only went down by 9%. So the strategy here is that I only launch products that have very high margins. You know, in the grocery industry, I have to sell, if I sell $100 worth of goods, on average, grocery stores only get 3% of that as profit. So if they sell $1,000, they're only getting $30 in profit. For my products, no. When I sell $100 worth of products, I get $33 in profit. And so I have a lot of room to work with on these products. Now, some people don't run that kind of business. They're only making 10% or 15% margins when they sell something. And in which case, yeah, you're in a rough spot. I wouldn't want to be you. But I have been strategic in picking the products that I sell, so I don't expect to have that much problem. Now, this product's not going to sell for $25 forever. I expect in the next 6 months to 8 months, price competition will bring this down to maybe, $22, maybe even $20 if competition gets steep. But being time, at least I'm making really, really healthy money, and I'm not worried about it. So with that, there are 3 ways that people are going to try and evade paying these new tariffs. Now, while the first 2 are definitely legal, I want you guys to know that what is going on for some sellers. And I'm not advising you use them. I am personally not using them. When I went to China, I got to talk to people who know the black hat stuff, the manufacturers and the freight forwarders. First of all, if your product has really, really high tariffs, it may make sense for you to ship your product from China to Japan and then from Japan to the US. So it looks like it's imported from Japan. Again, illegal. A lot of you are thinking, wow, this is going to cost me so much money to ship from China to Japan. It's going to negate all of the potential benefits. Absolutely incorrect. Remember, it only cost me for this 5th product 61 cents to ship all the way from China to the other side of the world and then put it on a truck and get it to an Amazon warehouse. Imagine how little it's going to cost to ship the tiny amount of ocean there is between China and Japan. Nothing. And it's not going to cost you anything. The second thing that's being done are people lie quite frequently, it sounds like, at least talking to the people in China, about how much they're actually importing into the US. And instead of saying they have 100 units they're importing, they'll mark it down. Maybe they only have 75 units they're importing. And so then they reduce the cost of that inventory by 25% also. So now they're still paying the 25% margins, but they're paying it on 75% of what they actually spent, not 100%. Now, the third thing, and this is the one you may actually use. Let's go take a look at these categories of products. This is going to give you some really great insight. When you come in here and you read all of these different categories that exist, you will often see there's just so many. I mean, there are, I think, hundreds of thousands of them, it seems like. I mean, there's 200 pages here alone. I mean, look at this. Look at how close some of these are related to each other. And your product may seem like it fits in a couple of them. So in which case, I had a friend yesterday tell me a product he imports, well, it looks like it fits into 2 categories. So one of them has 7% tariffs and the other has 25%. So guess what? He imports it under the one with the 7% tariff, not the 25% tariff. Just like that. So again, I am no expert. Don't take this as advice, but it's what's being done, and I think you should know. The key to winning with these new tariffs is finding very high margin products. I'm going to show you in this video how to find high margin products. And in this one, you guys can see how my fourth product is doing. I just sold 21 units today. Hit that subscribe button, and I'll see you in the next video.